Hello and welcome to You Ask For It. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. I am Coach Dan Willms.
And I'm Coach Myrna Young.
We're excited to be together for our first episode of
You Asked For It.
And our questions, the questions will come from all over the world. Today is a special one because it's about happiness and it comes from Brazil. From a student of mine in one of the MBAs that I teach in Brazil. And I want to review her name if it's okay.
Of course.
She's a great lady and she went through a very difficult divorce last year. And she sent me the question, Dan and Myrna, how can I be happy if I just got divorced? All my hopes and dreams are gone. I have 2 young kids to raise by myself and I just don't find excitement. So in your opinion, that's what she said, how can I find happiness again? So Myrna, I'm excited, I'm happy that we can do this together.
Yes, I'm very excited that we can impart what we've learned as coaches, as counselors. You do a lot of training and a lot of classes, and we have some knowledge that we would like to share. And the beautiful thing of us being together is that Dan's answer to how you can find happiness is different from mine. So you listeners that are watching us right now, basically you would just pick the one that you feel most relates to you.
Perfect, exactly, thank you.
Right.
And I'm going to start answering this question. And it's very important that if you're there at home watching us and looking for happiness, how can I be happier? In my research and my work, I discovered that happiness comes from behavior. So if you want to be happier, you have to understand your behaviors. And then you have to understand where your behaviors come from. And behaviors come from values. So Dr. Sonja Lyubomirsky, I took a class with her, and the class is called The Science of Happiness, and she's outstanding. And in her research, she discovered that 50% of what we call happiness comes from DNA. So in my case, I don't know your case, but in my case, I come from a horrible family. We had so much trauma, so many problems. So I can say my DNA is not the best. And it's important for me to know that. So 50% of happiness comes from DNA. 10% is whatever is happening right now. And 40% is behavior. So she believes, and I also believe, that the secret to happiness is in this 40%. Behavior. So if you want to be happier, if you want to find happiness, you have to understand which behaviors bring you happiness. But to understand your behaviors, you have to understand your values, because your values are the root to all your behaviors, to everything you do. So in my work in Brazil and also in the US, in a program that I teach called Positive Change, which we teach happiness, we help people to understand first what are their main values. Because the moment they understand their main values, they start having more control over their behavior. And as a consequence, of course, they are able to find happiness. So this is my little answer now. Myrna, what do you say?
Well, what I love about what you just said is that you're concentrating on the 40% that we can control. Because in my research and my own personal life, we can say that people are doing things to us, people that are making us unhappy. And whenever we give up that, we have an external locus of control, that's what they call it. That means that your happiness is dependent on someone else. You'll never be happy. It's only the things that you can control. So let's say we're talking about, your student that went through a difficult divorce, right? So she is unhappy because her husband disappointed her, right?
Yeah.
She is unhappy because she put all her hopes, like you said,
Hopes and dreams. Yeah.
hopes and dreams on the relationship, on their future, someone else. We all remember that line that from Show Me the Money when Tom Cruise said, "You complete me." And everybody jumped in that because it sounded good, and we all want someone to complete us.
Yeah.
But really, we have to complete ourselves. The 40% that you can control is basically your inner being, your inner self. She has to find things about herself that she likes. And you know what? I absolutely believe this statement that you can never be happy unless you're working towards something.
Yeah.
So right now, she's in a position where the dreams that she had are no longer. She has to make new ones. She has to say, this is what I want, and make steps to go towards that. And regardless of how far you are away from whatever dream or whatever goal you have, if you feel that you are making steps towards that goal, you're going to be happy. And it all starts with your thoughts. It all starts with how you feel about yourself. If you feel that the reason your marriage deteriorated is because there's something about you and you don't love yourself, you're not going to be happy. But if you say, hey, I'm a wonderful woman, I'm a beautiful woman, and it's his loss.
And shit happens. And it happens.
Exactly.
And shit happens. Come on.
Exactly.
And it happened. I mean, so many people. I got divorced once or twice. I don't remember. And but I don't.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it happens. And so what? I'm not gonna be crying forever. I cried a lot. I have to be honest. A lot.
Yes.
And I truly understand when she says my hopes and dreams are gone, and it's normal.
Yes.
I mean, when we have to face reality, it sucks. It is difficult. But I love what you said because it's about action.
Yes.
And you haven't used the word action, but for me, exactly what you can do, what you can, how you deal with that situation.
Yeah.
Because I love that song from Kelly Clarkson. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It's true though.
And honey, I know you are watching now. It's gonna make you much stronger, and you're gonna find a much better man.
Yes.
Or no man. It doesn't matter. You have to be better. You're gonna be better after that.
Yes. Right. And a couple of other things I wanted to add to that. First, happiness comes from the relationship you have with yourself. You have to love yourself. Happiness also comes by having an intimate relationship with somebody. You have to have a level 5 friend. A level 5 friend is somebody that you can share confidences with. Your best friend. It could be your spouse. It could be your sister. It could be someone that you can go and cry to and tell your darkest secrets. And hopefully you offer the same thing to them.
I've never heard that expression before. Tell me about it. What is a level 5 friend?
Well, we have different levels of friendships, right? Me and you have been friends for 3 years, but I've never called you up.
Yeah. I was in Brazil, honey. I was gone. I was working.
I've never called you up and said, Jen, can't believe what my husband did, right? Or my children did. Or
I think very soon we're going to be doing that, but it's okay.
Exactly. So we have acquaintances, which is, level 1 or a level 2 friend where you just share pleasantries to. And then you have a level 3 friend where maybe you can share some things. And it goes all the way up to a level 5 friend. And a level 5 friend is something like Friends. One of my favorite movies was Waiting to Exhale. Those kind of bonds that, they know everything about you. You cry with them. And it's the level of intimacy that we all desire to be happy, right? You have to have at least one, right? And then
I like that. I never knew that. It's new for me. I love it.
Yeah, you have to have at least one. And then, of course, the big one. You have to have a relationship with God. You have to have a spiritual source. Somebody that you can go to. Somebody that's higher consciousness.
Yeah.
Someone that you feel is guiding you. Somebody that you feel has got a purpose for you. Or, me, for instance, when you're happy, when you have faith, that God has got your back and God is there for you and He will turn all weapons formed against you into blessings, and He will make a way out of no way. So let's get back to our friend here. Right? If she had a relationship with God, she wouldn't look so hard at the relationship that was lost because she'll believe that God has got something better for her.
Yes, honey. I agree and disagree.
Okay.
Maybe she has a relationship with God, but the thing is, it's difficult. I mean, I had a very strong, I still have, but it was much stronger when I was a missionary.
Oh, wow.
I was a full-time missionary for 2 years, helping families in Brazil.
See, we're talking to level 5 friends. I did not know that.
We're gonna get there. And even though, my goodness, there were days that I wanted to die because the difficulties were so hard. So yes, I agree. You must have a relationship with God, with a spirituality, with
a higher power,
with a higher power that gives the strength. No, nothing else will give.
Right. It's true.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add that.
Right. Yeah. So those are the 3 major things that I feel. But I always come back to it all. It's all about you. I'm in the space right now so deeply where I try not to have people affect the way I have my day. Because if you get people to affect the way you live and the way you feel, somebody's always going to be bothering you.
Of course.
But if you have that internal strength, you have that internal conviction, and hey, you're right. We cried for a couple of days. And you know something? It gets better. I'll tell you.
It gets much better.
It gets better. I could remember, breaking up in a relationship in 2 days, I could get up out of bed. Do you know what I mean? Because it hurts so much and you don't want to do anything. It's the kind of depression, right? Where you don't want to get up out of bed. But I will tell you, as you go through life, you realize, and that's coming from convictions, right? You have to believe that if something happens, then it's for a reason. And you always have to look for the good in it. Sure, it hurts now, but you always have to look for the good in it, right? I remember one of my coaching clients that was in a relationship that was making her very unhappy, right? And even though we're talking that nobody can really make you unhappy, we all have expectations. And if you're in a relationship where you have some expectations and the person is not doing anything to make you happy, then you will be unhappy, right? Unless you're strong enough to say, I can make myself happy. And very few of us are.
Even though it's exhausting.
Right. So, but she, stayed in this relationship because she was afraid of being alone. I think she looked in a little crystal ball somewhere and saw, hey, you know what? I'm going to be alone and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was afraid. But then he did something very that she didn't like at all. That was the deal breaker, right? He was a deal breaker, and he ended it, and she was devastated, right? Well, she ended it actually, and she was devastated. She was my client, and she would come to me and says, you know what? I'm going to be alone. I don't want to be alone, or whatever. And we started working on what you want. We're going to talk about that in one of our other segments, and that is how do you control your thoughts, right? Because it all comes with happiness. Your internal dialogue is very important. So, if you feel that this person was your last chance and you're never going to find another relationship, are you going to be happy?
You're wrong.
Right. But are you going to be happy?
No.
Of course not. Right. So even if you live in the fantasy world, as people call it, and you say, hey, good riddance to bad rubbish. You ever heard that saying?
No. I am a foreigner.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. He was not the man for me. God is going to send me the right man. And once you have that mindset and you have faith that it's going to happen, you're going to be happy.
You let it go. You must let it go. You can't attach yourself too much to things and to people.
What you're saying is good, right? She has to remove this barrier that says her best life is behind her.
Yeah.
And she have to now look to the future and look to something better than she had. And it will come.
It always does.
It always does.
It always does.
Yes.
I love what you said about controlling your thoughts, controlling your emotions. I think that's one of the keys to happiness as well. I'm glad in our next segment we're going to be talking about that, how you can control your thoughts,
Yes.
control your mind, so you can start controlling what's going on around you.
Yes.
And we're going to be back for more. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. Well, we're glad that you tuned in to You Asked For It. Stay tuned. We will be having regular sessions answering your questions. Now, if you want to send us in your questions, then just go on and send in your questions. Give us a little background so we can make this interesting, like Dan just said, and we will be happy to answer it.
You guys can type the question right here below the video. If you want to be more like safe and don't expose yourself, you can add us on Facebook and send us our message on Facebook.
Right.
Okay?
Right. If you want to send it directly to me, I am Myrna Young, life coach.
And I am Dan Willms. I'm Dan Willms. That's it. The links will be under here. The links will be here.
All right. Well, listen, thank you for tuning in. And I hope that you find happiness.
I hope you too. See you next time.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye.